We are talking about going back to school, and is your vehicle carpool ready? A lot of parents are shuttling the kiddos to and from school. Joining us this morning, Brian Bowersock, our Automan. We do not want to get an F on this one. We want to make sure our cars are ready when we're shuttling the kids back and forth to school and
All right,
home.
you're right. You're putting your most precious cargo, obviously, in the car. So we want to make sure your car is carpool ready, as we say, as we head everybody back to school, whether you be going off to college or the young kids you're putting in the car to take to school. There's a couple things you need to look at. It's important, obviously. We always talk about getting your vehicle inspected properly and stuff by somebody that's qualified, which is very important. And we're talking about today getting some of the things done that could obviously leave you alongside the road, and that's a bad situation. Obviously, when you have small kids in the car, you know, when you're by yourself, it's bad enough, but you get stuck alongside the freeway, you got small kids in the car, it can become a big problem.
Very dangerous situation too when you have them on the side of the road.
Absolutely,
without
without question.
Vehicle and it gets hot. Still warm temperatures out there. What's the first thing you need to be looking at?
Well, the first thing you need to really look at is a good 40-point inspection, such as AAA has set up, and that'll take you through looking at the fluids, the belts, the hoses, the brakes, the filters on the car, all the maintenance items, things that can cause bigger issues down the road that you can be told about and say, hey, you know what, this isn't such a big issue now, but this is, and you need to take care of this. And we usually break it into 3 categories. Number 1 is safety. So when we're talking about brakes, things like that, you know, fluid leaks, things that can cause safety issues to the passengers. Number 2 is safety to the car. So we start talking about hoses, things like that have burst, leave you alongside the road, now putting you in an unsafe situation, you know, after doing damage to the car. And the third thing is maintenance, as far as, you know, cabin filters, keeping the air clean for the passenger occupants, things like that. Obviously, that's not going to leave you alongside the road, but it is something that could bring up health concerns or stuff later.
And this is something, if you see a filter like this, you definitely want to replace this.
That's a very nasty cabin filter, exactly. And that holds all the dirt, prevents it from coming into the cabin when you have your AC, heat on, things like that. Otherwise, the occupants would be breathing that stuff.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Bad news, bad news. And we have an air filter over here, obviously. This is the engine needs to breathe cleanly, too. It helps keep the car in good order. But some of the safety items, we were talking about brakes, wiper blades, so you can see. We're going to get, you know, as we get through October, we're going to get into the rainy season, going to become important. We don't want the car breaking down alongside the road, so belts and hoses that are worn out. Broken timing belts always an issue. Can cause damage to the car and leave you in the lurch, along with coolant leaks or blown hoses. So let's just get that car looked at really good and make sure that we're keeping everybody safe and on the road.
Obviously, we want to keep those kiddos safe. Thank you very much for being with us. A+ for this one.
There you go. Always glad to be here.
All right, we're back with much more after this. Stay with us here on Wake Up San Diego.